and it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff in it. I'm not here for games. I just want to make sure kids get fed.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats. Speaker Johnson controls the House. He should come back, pull Republicans off of vacation, and make sure that we have discussions on what the country needs. We know children need to be fed. Anything else is passing the buck and is playing politics.
See, it's serious, people. Like, they don't like accountability of their actions. She said there's a poison pill that Republicans are always passing during that bill. All right. What is the poison pill? Tell us one. She gaslighted it. Welcome to the Patriots Brief, where we cut through the propaganda and bring you the truth the media won't say out loud. This is going to be amazing. This is about America, not just about the left, not just about the right, not just about Republican, not just about Democrats, not about blue or red. This is about America. What's best for America?
That are living in terror. And I think a lot of people who are going to churches and who are hearing about some of this stuff, their own workers are living in fear. I think this is not going well. I think Trump, he's identified the right problem, perhaps, when it comes to immigration, but these kind of heavy-handed solutions, I think, are not going to go well. There are people who are very, very upset about it, including Republicans.
And Scott, we're out of time. I do want to let you respond, though. Do you think?
Yeah, look, I think in the CBS survey that came out today, he had a 52% to 48% on immigration enforcement. So he was still right side up on that issue in at least that one survey. I do think it's a polarizing issue, but a lot of people realize that we weren't enforcing federal immigration law. Now we are. And, you know, there's a heavy debate going on, but I don't know anybody who voted for Donald Trump who's all that unhappy that he's essentially doing what he said he was going to do, which is simply just enforce the law. We haven't passed any new laws. He's just enforcing the ones that are on the books.
That are living.
Okay. Number one, I'm glad that this man actually admitted, the man with the glasses admitted that Donald Trump is doing a really good job with the immigration aspect. Number two, he's lying. I'm very glad that Janice is there. Scott was there to fact check him and dispute his statements. There is no Republicans that is unhappy with what Donald Trump is doing. There is none. So that man just lied. The black man with the glasses, he just lied. And this is the lie we are complaining about Democrats. They keep on lying in our front. They keep on spreading bias and propaganda every time. Now he's saying Republicans are not happy with what Donald Trump is doing. Whereas that is a lie. What Donald Trump is doing is just enforcing federal immigration law. It's not a new law. It's something that have been there. He's just enforcing it to make it much better. And this black man with the glasses just lied that Republicans are unhappy. How in the world are we unhappy? That is a lie. That's a big lie. I'm very glad that Scott was there to fact check him and dispute him.
25% of Haitian immigrants are on SNAP. 45% of Afghani immigrants are on SNAP. 52% of Senegalese immigrants are on SNAP. Yeah. We are redistributing the wealth away from productive Americans to foreigners and subsidizing their way of life. And that is unacceptable. And I'll tell you the truth, Carl. In 2024, there was a big tent coalition because of President Trump that voted away mass migration from the southern border. But in 2026, there's going to be an even bigger tent that says any type of immigration, whether it's legal or illegal, it has to stop. You cannot come into our country, impose your belief system, and force us to pay for your way of life.
Where is President Trump? I mean, his nominees, his candidates in Virginia and in New Jersey are very strong MAGA supporters.
Absolutely they are. And President Trump is right there with them. And I can assure you
but not physically.
Well, Look, where's President Trump? He's in Asia. He's negotiating trade deals. He's negotiating world peace. To ask where President Trump is really just.
Well, he's at Mar-a-Lago technically right now. I mean,
well, where has he been, and where will he be? And certainly he is supporting these candidates, and we've got great candidates. I think Tuesday night's going to be a great victory for Republicans.
where is President Trump? I mean,
asking that question, where is Donald Trump right now, is a very stupid statement, because you know where he is, you know what he's doing. He's trying to resolve war, making peace deal everywhere. So you asking this gentleman, where is Donald Trump right now, is a very stupid question.
More recently, Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough, because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You know, you have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were, criminals.
I love this man. I love this man. She said, have eyes gone far enough? Donald Trump said, no, they have not gone far enough. They are just starting, guys. They are just starting. She's using this pity card of ICE attacking a single mom, ICE breaking glasses, throwing tear gas. We all know what is happening. We are all seeing it online, guys. It's obvious. So a lot of these illegal aliens, they are murderers. They steal the burger shops, guys. They do a lot of havoc in America. So such things that is happening, it's expected. And you see single mothers that has been like, such a thing happened to them, or tear gas been thrown. It happens more frequently to protesters who are trying to stop ICE from doing their job. We can see this online, guys. I can see it. It's obvious. I've seen eyewitness saying it. Whenever these reporters trying to gaslight the truth by spinning it around like ICE are doing a bad job, whereas we all know they're trying to make America better by reducing these illegal aliens.
Well, he is a cruel, criminal, and mentally unstable man. And
there we go again.
Duty to Warn was a book that came out when he was first in office. Psychiatrists across the country who don't ever really diagnose people that they don't serve personally came together and made a book, Duty to Warn, to tell the world what a narcissistic, mentally ill person he is. And I think he's the worst thing that ever happened to the United States.
That's
and
right.
His cruelty knows no bounds. And when he is upset and humiliated and embarrassed, he has no control and he goes apeshit.
It's funny how this left keep on spinning things around. You call him a cruel man, you call him mentally unstable, you call him narcissist. He said different psychologists across the world came up to make a book about Donald Trump. It's crazy. Number one, Joe Biden, who was in office, who was obviously mentally unstable. And that's why we're proving now that he was mentally unstable. Psychiatrists across the world didn't come out and make a book about Joe Biden. It's funny how this left tend to spin things around. It's really, really funny. She do not like Donald Trump. It's obvious. But at the same time, you calling him cruel and mentally unstable. Whereas you are supporting Joe Biden, who is obvious that he was actually ill. I'm not laughing at Joe Biden's illness, but the painful thing is that people who are in his administration know that Joe Biden was ill and said nothing. They try to hide it. And she's calling Donald Trump mentally ill. Mentally unstable. That is mentally unstable. That is a cruel man. How? She's just lying. This is a propaganda that they're spreading. These are lies. And it's obvious. She's speaking out from a place of pain.
Nothing I dislike more than the politician that sits there and lies to you. And we all just sit there rolling our eyes going, give me a break.
Did you legitimately believe that he was capable of serving as president until January of 2029?
Yeah, I think my focus was frankly situational. It was making sure Donald Trump didn't get back into office to experience everything that we're experiencing today. And there was no interaction I had that suggested otherwise.
What do you say to Americans who feel misled by you and other top Democrats
in what respect? He decided to step
about the
down.
mental acuity of President Biden, that they wish you'd sounded the alarm sooner to give way for
never
an
experienced.
open
Look,
convention?
I'm not going to substitute myself for someone else or for popular opinion. I'm going to express my relationship to my truth with the former President of the United States, including at the end of his term, quite literally, in December, which was a masterclass of foreign policy and domestic policy, which I will never forget as we walk through not just the election, but we're walking through the world we're living in. There was nothing to suggest what you just said or others have suggested in terms of my interaction. That's all I can be accountable for.
Are you guys seeing what? This man is a hypocrite. He sat there and lied. And he said in the beginning, there's nothing he hates more than that. When politicians sit there and lie. He's a politician and he sat there and lied. He was part of Biden administration who misled Americans. That Biden was okay. He was mentally stable. He was fine. Whereas they were all lying. And now he's been, jeez, how, you can't make this shit up, guys. You can't make this shit up. He sat there and lied to America again. And he said he hates that more. He's a hypocrite. This is Democrats, guys. They keep on going against themselves. He just lied. Live TV, guys. He lied again. This is the issue we're having in America. People who don't want to say the truth. They know the truth, but they don't want to say it.
He's brilliant. He's going to be working to make sure that individuals who got Social Security numbers in this country should be using them for the right things, and they shouldn't be on our benefit programs. You know, we have over 6,000 individuals that have been identified through their work already that have been on the terrorist watch list, that they are known criminals.
How does that happen, Madam Secretary? How does that happen?
It happens when you put a train wreck like Joe Biden in the White House, and it's going to be a lot of work to clean it up. But just in the last 4.5 years, we've had over 9 million people get Social Security numbers that are not U.S. citizens. So they may be people who have some sort of legal status, but a lot of them are illegals that were given a Social Security number in just the last 4.5 years that we're going to have to figure out if they should be here, if they are here legally under a program, and if they are here illegally, then they certainly shouldn't be using that Social Security number to be on our programs, and they should be removed or given the opportunity to go home on their own. That's the one thing President Trump would like, is everybody to be given the opportunity to go home if they would wish to.
9 million is a big number. People who have Social Security numbers, like illegal aliens, it's a big number. Like during Joe Biden era, like that man actually created a lot of terrible decisions. He was trying to ruin America. If that man stayed another 4 years, America will be a shithole where these illegal aliens are running from. 9 million, guys. 9. Jeez, that's big. That's a big number, guys. That's massive. Some countries are never up to 9 million. But you see, the issue I have in America is that you can't see a Democrats coming out to say this.
I will agree that there are too many American people that are on SNAP benefits. But that means that you got to not look necessarily at SNAP. You got to look at the reasons that they're on SNAP. We know that over 1/4 of these people that are in receipt of SNAP benefits are actually the working poor in this country, right? We have not increased the minimum wage, and I don't know when, and the minimum wage still sits at $7 while everything else is going up, whether we're talking about the cost of food or whether we're talking about the cost of rent or whether we're talking about the cost to actually try to engage in home ownership, if we're talking about the interest rates. And we know that under the failed leadership of this administration, this country has seen a loss of 1 million jobs, and that's just in the first few months. He's not even had a full year. So no, we need to work on on economic policies that will put people into a position in which they are not the working poor, where they are still needing the $6 a day to eat. So, yes, we need to talk about it, but I don't think that SNAP is the problem. I think that that is the resolution, or at least that is a symptom of the problem. We have a bigger problem in which we have billionaires that are continuing to rise up every single day and are getting richer and richer, to the extent that there was talk about Elon becoming a trillionaire, the first one in this country or in the world. Yet we still have people that have to go to the food bank and go to work, that have to sit there and go to make sure that they've got money on their SNAP and EBT cards. Like, that's a problem, and I do think that we need to address it.
It's a shame that Jasmine is in. It's part of the rep. House of Rep is a shame. Because it's obvious that she's a socialist. It's an embarrassment for such women coming out to say such bullshit crap, blaming Trump administration. This is what Democrats like doing. Making Trump as a shield to protect their own self, whereas they are at fault. This allowing illegal aliens come into America in the first place, they were during Joe Biden era. They saw it, they kept quiet. She made no statements about the government shutdown, about Chuck Schumer shutting the government down. She didn't say anything, but she's blaming Donald Trump and also blaming Elon Musk. Every single time. This is our tactics. We are used to it. Like, we are used to that game. Every time. Looking for someone to blame. They don't want to take accountability for what is happening. Democrats never admit the truth. They never. Jasmine is a shame. Jasmine Crockett, she's a shame. For me, it's a shame of her being in the House of Representative. It's a big shame because she's doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just passing blames and lies and bias and propaganda, because the real issue we are having is not about who is richer or who is poorer. It's this illegal aliens that are coming to America. It's about Chuck Schumer shutting the government down and making people to find it hard to pay their bills.
We reject all of this. This is not about winning a political contest here. Real people are losing. The American people are hurting. Democrats have voted 14 times now, Shannon, to keep the government closed. 14 times they had the opportunity to have SNAP benefits flow, to let air traffic controllers be paid, to take care of all these problems and pay the troops. And they said no. And it is a fact that no one can dispute that they shut the government down over restoring free health care to illegal aliens as part of their $1.5 trillion wild partisan wish list. They're playing games, and real people are suffering because of it.
It's obvious. That's what Democrats are doing. This is the statements that Jasmine Crockett never mentioned about the government shutdown. She won't bring it up. And these Democrats are playing games. Donald Trump said, we only need 5 Democrats to pass the bill. 5 more. Then the government will be open. That's what we need. The government should be open up. Because the more this continues, the more worse it becomes.
We were told that if you were black, you had to vote for Kamala Harris and not to be fooled and voted for Trump. That's what Obama said. Now he's in Virginia saying, don't be fooled and vote for a black woman over a white woman. So what is it, Barack? Some ways I'm happy because he's relegating race and he's voting apparently on the person who's the most left wing, regardless of less. That's admirable. But I'm not sure that it's consistent. And I think he doesn't like, his view of black conservatives is they haven't sufficiently appreciated all the wonderful things that white liberals and black professional DEI people have done for them. And therefore they owe them.
I will say this every time, guys. Barack Obama is one of the worst presidents America have ever had, aside from Joe Biden. Because you can't tell me that because this person is mostly left-wing and is a black person, you're actually supporting them. It's not just, you're not talking about the person's like, what is the person offering? What is the person bringing to America? What is their interest in America? Because the person is black, you want to support them. No. Now you're playing the race card. This is the issue we're having in America, the race card. You see everyone as Americans, not as white, not as black, not as Hispanic, not as Asians. We see everyone as Americans. Don't use the race card over here. This is why this racism thing keep on going on.
Day one of USDA, February 13th, is we sent letters to every governor in America being very clear that no illegal aliens can use SNAP. 0, 0, 0. We asked every state for the first time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data and let us, with DOJ and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We increased almost 40% on this program in just a couple of years under the Biden administration. Of course, we know they were trying to buy the election, but that's a conversation for another time. And since we have asked for that data, 29 states have complied. Of course, almost all the red states, a couple of couple blue states too. But in that data, and I haven't talked about this yet publicly, in that data we've studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off just since the president took office. We've arrested about 118 people. So this has been ongoing. But, Rachel, to your point, what this conversation has allowed is a national spotlight on a broken and corrupt program. We found one guy in 6 different states getting a benefit. We found about 5,000 people that are dead who are still getting benefits. It is time to drastically reform this program so that we can make sure that those who are truly needy, truly vulnerable, are getting what they need, and the rest of the corruption goes away and we can serve the American taxpayer.
This starts from 29 states, guys. 29. One guy gets a SNAP benefit from 6 states. Then 5,000 people who are dead still getting SNAP benefit. This is the issue we are having in America. People who really need it are not actually getting it. This is America that we should put American citizens first before illegal aliens. But the Democrats would accept that. This is a start. You can't make this shit up. This is stats, proven stats. Since Donald Trump entered into power, we're able to resolve this, discover such fraud that is happening in the government. I'll call that fraud. Because if people who are dead, 5,000 guys, 5,000 is a lot. Do you know what SNAP benefit is going to do to 5,000 people who are dead that still getting SNAP benefits? Whereas it's from people who are not supposed to be there, who are not supposed to be getting the benefit, are just getting it.
Joining us from Capitol Hill is Janelle Bynum, who is Democrat from Oregon, represents the 5th district there. Congresswoman, let's begin with SNAP benefits. Funding runs out on Saturday. Should Democrats pass a standalone bill to fund SNAP benefits?
Good morning. Well, let's be clear. Republicans run the House, they run the Senate, they have the White House, they have the control to make sure that Americans get what they need. And I'm here standing up to make sure that we put forth front and center the American needs so no child goes hungry.
Is that a yes, then, that there should be a vote on the standalone legislation?
I'm here. My Republican colleagues are on vacation. We want to make sure that we stand up for American people. Speaker Johnson has the right and the control of the House so that we can have a vote. That's not in my control.
If he did, would you vote yes?
Put a bill on the table and we can look at it.
We talked earlier to Congressman Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee. He was on the program. And he made the argument that Democrats in previous situations avoided government shutdowns by voting 13 times for so-called clean continuing resolutions that would fund the government at the previous year's funding levels. Why not agree now?
Well, look, I just got here. I don't play politics. I want a clean bill that focuses on the American people, that makes sure kids have a full belly, and, all of the clean this, clean that. Americans don't understand that. They know if they have their benefits or not. So put a bill on the table, make sure it's very pure and clean, as they like to say, and it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff in it. I'm not here for games. I just want to make sure kids get fed.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift.
She said that Republicans, whenever they pass a bill, whenever they have a bill they want to pass, they always have some poison pill. Then, that's what the journalist said. Then the reporter, or should I call her, the reporter, said, tell us about the poison pill. Just watch her body language. Watch her reaction to it. Like, she does not know any poison pill. I love that moment.
And it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff in it. I'm not here for games. I just want to make sure kids get fed.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats. Speaker Johnson controls the House. He should come back, pull Republicans off of vacation, and make sure that we have discussions on what the country needs. We know children need to be fed. Anything else is passing the buck and is playing politics.
See, it's serious people. Like, they don't like accountability of their actions. She said there's a poison pill that Republicans are always passing during that bill. All right. What is the poison pill? Tell us one. She gaslighted. She just gaslighted these guys. She's lying. They're always doing this. They keep on lying to Americans. They're always doing this. Always putting Republicans as the shield. Donald Trump is the shield. Donald Trump is always the fault. Then to save their own self. Do you understand? This is what Democrats keep on doing. They keep on doing this over and over again. We are used to that lies. We are used to that bias, that propaganda. Americans are not afraid anymore. We know the truth now. Do you understand? She just lied on camera. You can't make this shit up. I can rewind it again for you guys to hear. She lied. I love the reporter. Like, she thinks like, okay, what is the poison pill in the September 19th bill that they tried to pass? She could not answer.
To be taken seriously because he's a very, very dangerous man. I think he has to be taken seriously because children are my issue. That's why I'm in politics. That's my why, for the children. He's the worst president children in America have had in our own history, whether it's feeding them or whether it's safe environment for them to thrive, whether it's the economic security of their families, whether it's their health care, the cost of housing, and the rest. He is the worst president for children. There he is walking, the worst president for anybody, any president in our history. So, but right now, with the public has to know and really understand, and I respect that they do, that when he took food out of the mouths of babies with this SNAP money, taking that money away and giving tax breaks to the richest people in America, he is not a reflection of American values. How can you possibly do that? How can you possibly do that and face America's families and saying, we're not feeding the children? SNAP. This is for seniors, Meals on Wheels, all kinds of nonprofits that help feed people, and especially the children. And shame on him for that. And why? To give a tax break to the richest people in America who do not need it. And many of them who've even said that. Most of them, though, just happy to have it. Big tax break at the expense of feeding America's children.
They always do this every time, play the pity game. Democrats, these are tactics every time. I'm here for the children. I'm here for the children. It's a big lie. They're here for their own self. This Nancy Pelosi, she's a big liar. The same thing with that generally. She was lying too. She's here for the children. The children have to eat. The children have to be fed. It's a pizza game they're using for America. We know that tactics, guys. We know that tactics. This is a freaking lie. Listen to how many times she mentioned children in this statement. She mentioned children way more than like 6 times. I'm here for the children. I'm here for the children. It's a pizza game narrative she's doing. She and Dan generally, when we watch her video just now, when the reporter tried to fact-check her about the poison pill she talked about, she mentioned children like 3 or 4 times during that interview, 2 minutes interview. She mentioned children like 4 times. This woman's interview, like, it's short statement. And you mentioned children like almost 6 times. They keep on playing these pizza games every single time. We are sick and tired of these people lying to us. America is waking up to see the truth. We are seeing it for our own self. These Democrats are playing politics. They're playing big politics at us. Instead of you being a Republican, Democrat, wherever side you choose. But the main thing we should focus on more is about America. What's best for America?